You never raised your voice at me. You never slammed the door. You just stopped reaching for my hand, like you didn't need it anymore. You smiled like nothing was wrong, said you were just tired, that's all. But every time you looked away, I felt myself fall. You didn't hurt me loudly, there were no words to blame. You broke me in the quiet, you broke me without pain. You broke me softly, like you didn't want to see me cry. You let me love you fully while you were saying goodbye. You broke me softly, no scars for me to show, just a heart that's learning how to let you go. I kept believing in your silence, like it meant something deep. I made excuses for your distance, so I wouldn't lose my sleep, and loved you in the waiting, in the space you wouldn't fill. I stayed because I hoped you'd choose me still. You never said you were leaving, you just slowly disappeared. I felt it in your absence long before you made it clear. You broke me softly with gentle little lies. You held me while you drifted, and I didn't realize. You broke me softly, left me standing in between who I was with you and who I'm trying to be. If love was a language, you whispered goodbye. I was listening for forever while you let it die. I would have survived the truth if you'd been brave, but you chose the quiet and I chose to stay. You broke me softly, and I let you in. I thought being patient was the same as giving in. You broke me softly, and now I see love shouldn't hurt this silently. You broke me softly, but I'm healing loud. I'm finding my strength in the pain you allowed. You broke me softly, but I won't break again. I'm learning to love with a stronger heart than you broke me softly, but I survived. Some goodbyes are still take a life. Built our world in secret, a place only we could see. I held on to your laughter like it was all I'd ever need. I whispered dreams at midnight, hoping you'd hear them too. I gave my heart completely because I believed in you. Thought love was enough to keep the dark at bay. I didn't know that believing could slowly fade away. I believed in us alone, like the rest of the world didn't exist. I trusted every moment, every touch, every kiss. I believed in I forgave the quiet nights, I forgave your drifting nights. I stayed awake in silence while you were saying lies. I painted every memory with colors only I could see. I loved you past the danger, past the truth that set me free. Gave my faith to you, even when you weren't true. I believed in us alone, even when I had to. I believed in us alone, like the rest of the world didn't exist. I trusted believed in us alone. Now I believe in me, and that's the kind of love that will set me free. Packed my tears in quiet places, slept on words I never said. I told myself just one more night while my heart was losing thread. I memorized your breathing like it meant you'd always stay. I stayed longer than I should've, 'cause I didn't know how to walk away. I thought love meant holding on until it finally worked. I didn't know that staying could be the thing that hurts. I didn't know how to leave when you were halfway gone. I kept hoping you'd come back while I carried us alone. I didn't know how to leave. I thought love meant survive. I stayed when I was breaking just to keep us alive. Memories of silences like they were weather signs. I called your absence patience and your coldness time. I folded all my needs away so yours could take the stage. I made myself so small for you, I almost faded from the page. I told myself tomorrow would look different somehow, but every maybe later was a lie I lived in now. I didn't know how to leave when you were halfway gone. I kept hoping you'd come back while I carried us alone. I didn't know how to leave. I thought love meant survive. I stayed when I was breaking just to keep us alive. Maybe love should feel like courage, not a constant test of pain. I shouldn't have to disappear to make someone remain. I forgive myself for staying when my heart didn't feel safe. I was learning how to love while losing my own way. I didn't know how to leave, but I'm learning now. I'm listening to the part of me that's asking how. I didn't know how to leave, but I'm finding my voice. I'm choosing peace over fear. I'm choosing me as a choice. I didn't know how to leave, but I won't say again. In a love that makes me question who I've always been. I didn't know how to leave, but now I finally see. Sometimes the bravest thing is setting yourself free. I didn't know how to leave, but I know how to heal, and that's the first time this feels real. I was young when I met you, still learning who I'd be. I gave you all my growing pains, and you took the best of me. I built my dreams around you, led my weight in line. I thought love meant forever, not losing track of time. I watched the seasons change us while I stay the same. Still loving you in silence, still wearing all the blame. I gave you my best years, my patience, my faith. I stayed when it hurt and called it love, not pain. I gave you my best years, my heart, my truth. And when I needed you the most, you were already gone too. I grew older beside you, but never grew seen. I learned how to hold my tears and smile in between. I made excuses for your distance, said you were just afraid, but I was the one slowly learning how to fade. I loved you through your becoming while I stood still, waiting for the version of you that never will. I gave you my best years, my patience, my faith. I stayed when it hurt and called it love, not pain. I gave you my best years, my heart, my truth. And when I needed you the most, you were already gone too. If I could talk to younger me, I'd hold her face and say, don't pour your home forever into someone halfway. Love shouldn't feel like sacrifice that no one ever sees. You don't have to disappear to keep somebody pleased. I gave you my best years, but I kept surviving. I lost myself loving you, but I'm done hiding. I gave you my best years and you let them go. Now I'm learning how to live for me alone. I gave you my best years, but I found my voice. I choose myself now and I stand by that choice. I gave you my best years, but they're not gone. I'm taking what's left of me and moving on. I gave you my best years, but my life's still mine. And I won't waste another heart on a note and run out of time. You never raised your voice, you never slammed the door. You just stopped showing up like you did before. You heard me in small moments, in ways I couldn't see. You loved me in the quiet, where pain felt almost sweet. I thought love didn't have to bleed to leave a mark on me. I didn't know soft hands could break me quietly. I let you hurt me gently things you didn't say. I stayed through all the maybes while you slowly walked away. I let you hurt me gently by loving me halfway. I called it understanding while my heart paid every day. You faded like a habit I couldn't put to rest. I blame myself for feeling like I was too much to love best. I smiled through the distance, pretended I was fine. You left without a bruise, just scars you couldn't find. I called you cold, being busy, your absence needing space. I dressed your indifference in a kind of name. I let you hurt me gently with words you didn't say. I stayed through all the maybes while you slowly walked away. I let you hurt me gently by loving me halfway. I called it understanding while my heart paid every day. Maybe love should shake the room when something isn't right, not teach you how to suffer in silence every night. I won't romanticize the pain or soften every blow. I'm learning that real love doesn't leave you feeling low. I let you hurt me gently, but I won't anymore. I'll choose a love that shows up and doesn't keep a score. I let you hurt me gently, but I'm stronger now. I won't confuse your absence for love somehow. I let you hurt me gently, but I'm letting you go. I deserve a love that stays and lets its feelings show. I let you hurt me gently, but I'm choosing me today. I'll keep my heart soft, just not in that same way. You hurt me gently, and I let it be. Now I'm healing quietly and setting myself free. I loved you when I doubted every good thing in my hands. I loved you through the questions I didn't understand. I silenced all my instincts just to make you stay. I chose you over my own voice in 1,000 quiet ways. I thought love meant ignoring the parts of me that knew something in my heart was breaking just to stay with you. I loved you despite me, despite the fear inside. I bent my truth to fit your world and left myself behind. I loved you despite me, I shrank so you could breathe. I gave you all the space you needed and lost all room blame my own reflection for the way you pulled away. I carried all the guilt alone so you wouldn't have to stay. I dressed my pain in patience, called my tears being strong. I stayed so long in loving you, I forgot where I belonged. I confuse self-sacrifice for something love should be, but love should never ask you to stop being you, to keep it breathing. I loved you despite me, despite the fear inside. I bent my truth to fit your world and left myself behind. I loved you despite me, I shrank so you could breathe. I gave you all the space you needed and lost all room for me. Maybe love should make you braver, not smaller than before. I shouldn't have to disappear to be someone you adore. I forgive myself for staying when my heart felt unseen. I was loving with everything, I just didn't love me. So I loved you despite me, but I'm choosing me now. I'm learning how to listen to the truth I disallowed. I loved you despite me, but I won't lose my name. I love again when love doesn't ask me to change. I loved you despite me, but I won't do that again. I'll give my heart to someone who loves me as I am. I loved you despite me, and that wasn't my sin. I just loved too hard before I loved myself within. I loved you despite me. Now I'm finally free to love without losing the best parts of me. I loved you in the fragments, the broken bits you hid. I kissed your silent failures and held the pain you did. I stitched your fractured moments together with my heart. I thought love was enough to keep us from falling apart. I didn't see the danger in giving all my soul. I love the parts you showed me, but the rest you couldn't hold. I loved you in pieces, every crack, every scar. I tried to be a whole world, even though you stayed so far. I loved you in pieces, even the ones you never show. I gave you all my heart while yours was letting go. I forgave your quiet distance, I forgave the empty space. I made your absence home and hid tears from my face. I stayed in your shadows, hoping you in pieces. Now I'm finding me, and that's a love that will finally be free. I learned how to smile in silence when you pulled away. I held my tears like secrets so you wouldn't see me break. I stayed when love felt heavy, when your words were sharp and few. I kept believing in the best, even when it wasn't you. I thought love meant forgiveness, no matter what it cost. I didn't see I was losing me while trying not to lose us. I loved you through the hurt, through every lonely night. I held on when my heart knew something wasn't right. I loved you through the hurt, I stayed when I should have gone. I kept choosing you, even when I was wrong. I waited in your halfways, in the space you wouldn't fill. I called your absence patience, called my breaking being still. I bent myself to keep you, softened every plea. I made room for your silence until there was no room for me. I mistook my devotion for strength instead of fear. Love shouldn't feel like walking on glass just to keep you near. I loved you through the hurt, through every lonely night. I held on when my heart knew something wasn't right. I loved you through the hurt, I stayed when I should have gone. I kept choosing you, even when I was wrong. Maybe love should feel like shelter, not a constant test of pain. I shouldn't have to bleed to prove that I'm worth someone's stay. I don't regret my tenderness, I regret the way I stayed. I loved you through the hurt, but I won't love that way. I love you through the hurt, but I'm learning how to heal. I'm listening to my heart now and letting myself feel. I love you through the hurt, but I'm choosing peace tonight. I love again where love feels safe and stays when things get hard. I loved you through the hurt, but I won't carry this again. I deserve a love that shows up, not one that breaks me then. I loved you through the hurt, now I'm letting go. I'll keep my heart soft, just not where it hurts me so. I loved you through the hurt, now I'm loving me first. And that's the love that finally works. into your silence like you would learn to speak. I trusted every promise, even when they felt weak. I loved you without a surface, without a place to breathe. I kept going deeper while you stayed close to the sea. I thought love meant surrender with no fear of the fall. I didn't know loving too deeply could cost me it all. I love you too deeply, past reason, past control. I gave you all my oceans, you only touched the shore. I love you too deeply, where it's quiet and it's true. I drowned in all my feelings while you barely even knew. I learned your quiet patterns, your storms I couldn't stop. I held you through your distance while my heart forgot to float. I made excuses for your leaving, called your absence space. I sank into the waiting while you rose and walked away. I confused my devotion for something you could keep, but love shouldn't punish a heart that feels this deep. I love you too deeply, past reason, past control. I gave you all my oceans, you only touched the shore. I love you too deeply, where it's quiet and it's true. I drowned in all my feelings while you barely even knew. Maybe depth scares the shallow, maybe fire fears the rain. But love should never ask you to suffer just to stay. I don't regret my softness or the way I love you true. I regret that loving deeply was never matched by you. I love you too deeply, but I'm learning how to swim. I'll keep my heart open, just not that far again. I love you too deeply, now I'm choosing me. I love in safe waters where love can breathe. I love you too deeply, but I won't disappear. I'll give my heart to someone who meets me down here. I love you too deeply, and that's not my shame. I love again with depth, but without the pain. I loved you too deeply, now I'm coming back to shore with a heart still open, just wiser than before. I loved you in the spaces where fear was supposed to be. I gave you all my patience and every part of me. I saw the good in yourself. I held on to your potential while losing my own self. I waited through the silence, believed every excuse. I kept choosing you, even when you chose not to. I loved you with hope when love wasn't enough. I stayed when it was heavy. I stayed when it was rough. I loved you with hope while you loved me unsure. I was fighting for forever. You were looking for a door. I trusted all your almost. Every one day you'd say, I built my heart around your words that slowly faded away. I learned how to forgive you before you ever felt regret. I kept lowering my standards so you wouldn't feel upset. I mistook your distance for something I should mend. I thought love meant fixing what you wouldn't defend. I loved you with hope when hope was all I had. I turned every red flag into something not so bad. I loved you with hope, and it cost me my peace. I gave you everything, and you gave me maybe. Oh, made me blind, it made me brave, it made me say when I should have walked away. I thought loving harder would make you choose, but love can't grow where it's always bruised. I loved you with hope, now promises cope. I believed in us while you quietly left. I loved you with hope, and now I see hope shouldn't hurt this much in me. I loved you with hope, but I'm learning to heal. I'm choosing myself and learning what's real. I loved you with hope, now I let it go. I won't confuse pain with love anymore. I loved you with hope, but I won't do it again. Next time I'll choose love that chooses me then. I gave you every sunrise, every quiet midnight too. I let my walls fall slowly so I could live in you. I didn't measure giving, I didn't pause to think. I loved you past my boundaries, past the edge of the brink. I thought love was endless, like rivers to the sea. I didn't know some hearts can never love that deeply. I loved you without limits, with a fire you couldn't hold. I gave you all my courage and all my heart of gold. I loved you without limits. I gave everything I had, but you left me in pieces of a love I thought we had. I forgave the small things, I forgave the silent nights. I hid my tears so you'd never see how much it hurt inside. I kept believing in forever, even when forever fled. I stayed for every promise while you already left my bed. I confused devotion for something you'd return. I gave you all my love while you barely learned. I loved you without limits, with a fire you couldn't hold. I gave you all my courage and all my heart of gold. I loved you without limits. I gave everything I had, but you left me in pieces of a love I thought we had. Maybe love should have boundaries, so hearts don't break this way. I shouldn't have given everything to someone who wouldn't stay. I forgive myself for loving even when it wasn't returned. I loved without limits, but now at last I've learned I loved you without limits, but I'll protect my heart. I'll love again with wisdom, not giving all at the start. I loved you without limits, but I know you won't lose me. Next time I'll love deeply without drowning completely. I loved you without limits, but I'm learning to breathe. I'll keep my heart open, but I love with boundless. I'm not you without limits, and that wasn't wrong. I just gave too much to someone who didn't belong. I loved you without limits. Now I'm loving me, and that's a love that's finally free. I rested my head on promises that never learned my name. I felt safe just for a moment, then felt the quiet shame. Your arms were warm but empty, like they held someone else. I stayed because it hurt less than choosing myself. I thought love meant staying still, gets louder somehow. I stayed in the wrong arms, but I'm choosing me tonight. I wait for love that holds me and holds me right. I stayed in the wrong arms, but I won't stay again. I'll give my heart to someone who knows how I feel. I stayed in the wrong arms, now I'm walking away toward a love that feels like home every day. I stayed in the wrong arms, but I found my way out, and that's the bravest love I've ever allowed. I saw the cracks before they widened. I felt the storm before it came. I heard the quiet in your heart, but I stayed the same. I told myself love is patience, love can fix what's wrong. I held on to your shadow, believing I belonged. I should have seen the signs, but hope made me blind. I let you stay while losing my mind. I stayed when I should have run, chased a love that couldn't hold. I gave you every piece of me while you left me cold. I stayed when I should have run, watched my heart fall apart. I loved you too long when I should have saved my heart. I made excuses for your leaving. I smiled through silent pain. I kept believing in your maybe while drowning in the rain. I whispered promises to That's the kind of love that lasts beyond the wrong. I remember the night you promised under fading city lights. You said my name like it was certain, like you'd never say goodbye. We talked about tomorrow like it was already ours. I believed in every word you said. I believed we'd make it far. I trusted every future you painted in my mind. I didn't know forever could run out of time. I thought we were forever, not a season, not a phase. I built my whole heart around you and you walked away. I thought we were forever, but you changed your mind. Now I'm standing in the ruins of a love I thought was mine. I loved you when it was easy. I loved you when it hurt. I stayed through all the silence, put you always first. I learned how to read your distance like it was something I should know. I kept hoping you'd come back to me while you were letting go. I held on to you maybe while you held on to doubt. You stopped fighting for us before you said it out loud. I thought we were forever, not a moment, not a lie. I gave you every part of me, you said goodbye. I thought we were forever, but I loved alone. Now I'm sleeping with your memory in a bed that feels like stone. If love was a promise, then why did it break? Why was I faithful while you chose escape? I'd have stayed through the storm if you just stayed too. But forever meant more to me than it did to you. I thought we were forever, but I was wrong. I was holding on to us when you were already gone. I thought we were forever, now I see the truth. Forever was my promise, not yours too. I thought we were forever, but I'm letting go of the future I imagined with someone I don't know. I thought we were forever, now I set me free. I'll stop loving who you were and start healing me. I thought we were forever, now I know better. Some hearts mean always, but some don't last forever. I handed you my secrets like they were safe with you. I believed in every promise, thought every word was true. I showed you all my weak sides, every fear I hide. I never thought the hands I trusted would be the ones that lied. I thought love meant protection, I thought love meant care. I didn't know betrayal could look so unaware. I trusted you too much, with a heart that was pure. I gave you all my honesty, you gave me unsure. I trusted you too much, I believed when I shouldn't do. I built my world around your words and watched it fall into. I defended you in silence, even when you were wrong. I carried all the blame just to keep us strong. I ignored the warning signs, called pain a phase. I loved you like forever, you loved me for the days. I confused my loyalty with something you'd return. I didn't know trust could break without a lesson learned. I trusted you too much, with a heart that was pure. I gave you all my honesty, you gave me unsure. I trusted you too much, I believed when I shouldn't do. I built my world around your words and watched it fall into. Maybe love shouldn't feel like a risk every time you speak. I shouldn't have to question truth or feel this weak. I don't regret my openness or the way I stayed. I regret trusting someone who threw my faith away. I trusted you too much, but I'm learning now to guard my heart with wisdom and still allow. I trusted you too much, but I won't close my eyes. I'll love again with someone who doesn't live in lies. I trusted you too much, but I'm choosing me tonight. I'll rebuild what you shattered and step back into the light. I trusted you too much, but that won't break my soul. I love again with truth and still remain whole. I trusted you too much, but I won't lose my way. I'll keep my heart honest, just not so easily given away. I carried all the weight of us when you didn't even see. I whispered love in silence while you just let it be. I gave you every moment, every piece of me. I built a world around us, but you weren't building with me. I thought love was enough to make you stay. I didn't know devotion could slowly fade away. I was the only one trying while you were walking out the door. I held on to it so tightly, but you didn't want it anymore. I was the only one trying. I was bleeding for two. I loved you with everything, but you never loved me too. I stayed up counting seconds, waiting for your call. I forgave the little betrayals, the way you let me fall. I begged the universe for something to make you see, but love isn't a miracle when it's not meant to be. I gave you all my heart, and you gave me doubt. I tried to fix the cracks, but you were breaking out. I was the only one trying while you were walking out the door. I held on to it so tightly, but you didn't want it anymore. I was the only one trying. I was bleeding for two. I loved you with everything, but you never loved me too. Maybe love shouldn't hurt this much. Maybe it should feel like home. I shouldn't have been the only fire burning while you were gone. I forgive myself for staying, for loving past the signs. Next time I'll wait for someone who meets me halfway in time. Soft, I was the only one trying, but I stopped losing me. I'll love again with someone who loves as deep as me. I was the only one trying, but I'm learning to let go. I'll save my heart for someone who won't leave me alone. I was the only one trying, but now I see the truth. Love is not a battle, it's a promise given to two. I was the only one trying, but I'm free at last. I'll find a love that stays and doesn't leave the past. I was the only one trying, but now I'm letting go. I'll never be alone with someone who loves me so. Waited in the spaces between your yes and no. I held on to your promises. You never meant to grow. I loved you in the question marks. You lived and we'll see. I gave you all my certainty. You gave uncertainty. Yeah. I thought love meant patience. I thought time would make you stay. But I was always almost completely. You love me unsure. Was your maybe, your if, your someday. I stayed while you decided, then you walked away. I planned us in the future, you lived in yesterday. I built a home in hopes and dreams you never meant to stay. I forgave the half-hearted love, the days you disappeared. I stayed soft in the waiting, while you stayed unprepared. I called your hesitation, fear you'd overcome. But love shouldn't feel like waiting to be someone's when I was your maybe, never unsure. I loved you completely. You love me unsure. I was your maybe, your if, your someday. I stayed while you decided, then you walked away. Maybe love is choosing, even when it's hard, not leaving hearts in limbo or keeping them on guard. I won't stay in someone's almost, I won't live halfway. I deserve to be a choice, not a maybe that fades. I was your maybe, but I'm choosing me now. I love someone decisive, who won't make me doubt. I was your maybe, but I'll wait no more. I'll give my heart to someone who knows what it's for. I was your maybe, but I'm someone's yes. I'll love without question and settle for nothing less. I was your maybe, but I'm letting you go. I deserve a love that already knows. said it like a passing thought, like it wouldn't leave a scar. I was still holding on to us, still reaching for where you are. I memorized your morning voice, like it meant you'd always stay. I didn't know the last hello would sound so much like pain. I thought love gave warnings before it fell apart. I didn't know goodbye could break a beating heart. I wasn't ready for goodbye. I was still in love with you. I still believe in all the things we said we'd do. I wasn't ready for goodbye. I hadn't learned to let you go. You walked away so easily. I stayed where love lived in hope. I kept your side of the bed warm, like you'd come back home. I talked to empty spaces, learning how to be alone. I replayed every moment, trying to find the sign where love turned into leaving and you stopped being mine. I told myself, just give it time, you'll change your mind someday. But every day without you taught me you were already away. I wasn't ready for goodbye. I was still in love with you. I still believed in all the things we said we'd do. I wasn't ready for goodbye. I hadn't learned to let you go. You walked away so easily. I stayed where love still lived in hope. Maybe love isn't meant to end with silence and regret. I shouldn't have to beg a heart that's already left. I'm learning how to grieve, not just losing you, but losing the future I thought we knew. I wasn't ready for goodbye, but I'm learning how to breathe. I'm picking up the pieces you left inside of me. I wasn't ready for goodbye, but I won't stay in pain. I'll love again when love feels safe and says my name. I wasn't ready for goodbye, but I'm letting you go now. I'll carry what was real with me and take a different route. I wasn't ready for goodbye, but I'll be ready for myself. I'll choose a love that stays and never says goodbye so easily. I wasn't ready for goodbye, but I'm ready to heal. And that's the first ending that finally feels real. We were halfway through a sentence when you closed the door. I was still becoming us. You were already more. I had plans in quiet places and things I never said. You left before the ending. Now they live inside my head. I thought love was a story. You finish what you start. I didn't know some people leave mid-beat, mid-heart. You left me unfinished, words stuck in my chest. I was still learning how to love you. You learned how to forget. You left me unfinished, half a life, half a dream. I'm standing in the silence of what we could have been. I kept your name in conversations like you'd come back soon. I held on to the echo of us in every room. I replayed every maybe, every almost kiss. I built a future in my mind. You never meant to live in this. I mistook your hesitation for fear you'd outgrow. But love shouldn't leave you waiting to be chosen, to be known. You left me unfinished, words stuck in my chest. I was still learning how to love you. You learned how to forget. You left me unfinished, half a life, half a dream. I'm standing in the silence of what we could have been. Maybe love isn't always fair or written to stay, but I shouldn't have to wonder why you walked away. I'll gather all the pieces you didn't see as enough and finish this story where I finally choose love. You left me unfinished, but I'm learning to begin. I'll turn these broken chapters into strength from within. You left me unfinished, but I won't stay undone. I'll write myself a future where I'm finally the one. You left me unfinished, but I'm finding my way through. I'll finish every sentence. You never followed through. You left me unfinished, but I'm reclaiming me. The ending of this heartbreak starts with choosing me. You left me unfinished, but I won't stay that way. I'll finish loving myself, starting today. I gave you every heartbeat, every piece I couldn't hide. I trusted you completely, but you just let it slide. I shared my quiet moments, my laughter, my tears. I thought love meant forever, not fading through the years. I believed in every word, in every touch, in every smile. didn't see how easily you could let go all the while. You took my heart lightly, like it wasn't made of gold. I loved you with everything while you barely held on. You took my heart lightly and left me in the rain. I gave you all my forever, and all you left was pain. I forgave your silences, I forgave your quiet lies. I stayed when I should have left, I loved when I should have cried. I built a home in your arms, a place you didn't see. I gave you all my trust, and you didn't care for me. I believed in every promise, even the ones you never meant. I carried all the weight of us while you just let it vent. You took my heart lightly, like it wasn't made of gold. I loved you with everything while you barely held on. You took my heart lightly and left me in the rain. I gave you all my forever, and all you left was pain. Maybe love shouldn't hurt like this. Maybe hearts shouldn't bend. I shouldn't have risked my everything for someone who couldn't defend. I forgive myself for trusting, even when it wasn't returned. I loved you too wholly, but the lessons learned. You took my heart lightly, but I'm learning to see that love deserves honor, not someone who's free. You took my heart lightly, but I'll guard it now. I'll wait for someone who knows what love allows. You took my heart lightly, but I'm reclaiming mine. I'll love again with someone who holds me in their time. You took my heart lightly, but I won't fall apart. I'll find a love that cherishes every beat of my heart. You took my heart lightly, but I'm learning to shine. I'll never let another take what's truly mine.